I'm Colin Hurowitz.
And I'm Ariel Hicks.
And you're listening to WITZ, the WITZ, the one place for all things music right here in Douglas County, Oregon. This recording is brought to you by
10 Down Bowling and Splits Bar and Grill, Bowling Arcade, Outstanding Bar and Grill. Edward Jones. Edward Jones offers a personal approach to investing with 18,000 financial advisors ready to support your retirement, your education savings, and your insurance needs. Jean Bechtel School for Music, bechtelschool.com. Book a lesson, voice, piano, strings, percussion, winds, and brass, accepting students from pre-K to adults. If you're an adult, you can apply here. Scholarships are now available. Apply today. Spider King Studios, SpiderKingStudios.com. Commercials, recordings, and film.
And of course, the Douglas County Music Association. You can send us an email at OregonDCMA@gmail.com. We have scholarships, we have performance opportunities, and of course, the most important, aid for students.
Yes.
If everyone gave $10, we'd have enough funding for the next 2 years. That means scholarships for students, instruments, rehearsal space, you name it. We're actually putting on some scholarships already. If you're interested, you can go to the Jean Bechtel School's website at Bechtel School, that BECHTEL school.com, and you can apply for a scholarship if you are in need. And also you can apply with the Oregon DCMA for a scholarship. We actually gave our first sponsorship to Miley a couple weeks ago, and we're gonna have some outstanding pictures of that soon enough.
Yay.
But you'll never believe this, $100,
ensures scholarships can be made available.
$500,
Students can have access to instruments and studio space.
and $1,000.
Allows us to support students at UCC, UACT, UVA, and Douglas County Music Education programs.
Now, a new direct benefit to you, the donor who gives, if there's somebody in your family that would like lessons from me or one of our teachers at the Jean Bechtel School, if you give $500, we'll see your student for 6 months. Usually once per every 2 weeks, and it's no cost to you, but because of your donation, we're happy to see one student for 6 months, or 2 students for 3 months, or we'll make it work. If you give $1,000, we will see your student for the whole year.
Wow.
And that's quite a bargain. I know it's a lot of money to give all at once, but we guarantee you that you will have lessons for somebody in your family for the entire year. And if they quit, you can actually volunteer to have somebody else step in and take lessons, or you can donate your lessons to somebody else. It's a fantastic opportunity. Don't miss out. You can give every month, every few months. You can make a one-time payment or donate annually. That's what I would prefer. If you or your business would like to consider sponsoring us or just making a donation, you can send us an email at OregonDCMA@gmail.com. You can also check out our Venmo at OregonDCMA. And I have great news for the audience. I was able to talk to our website designer, Alex. I really love Alex Aiken. He's incredible. But he's now officially working on the website. He's getting the domain stuff, and you'll never guess, it's OregonDCMA.org.
.org.
Very soon we'll have a membership program. You can sign up for a newsletter. You'll get our show emailed straight to you, so you don't have to go to Facebook or YouTube. And I'm really excited to see that move forward.
Ooh. So consider giving today. I took the words right out of your mouth.
You really did, and I really appreciate that. It's fantastic.
Nice.
And now for some old news.
Rovers and Dragons played for the first time this year on Saturday, February 18th. 9 musicians and a variety of musical instruments sailed into Two Shy Brewing Company on Northeast Park Street in Roseburg, playing from 6:30 to 9. Get rid of the winter doldrums with she shanties, Irish and Scottish pub songs, jigs, and reels, along with dance music from the Oregon Trail, and that happened last week.
Outstanding.
Yes.
And now it's time for some reviews. Now, I would like to humbly apologize that I couldn't make the show last week. I think Miss Hicks did an outstanding job by herself. I am sorry that the show was so short. Our guest, Winter Storm, didn't really have much to say, just was kind of cold and burr and shiver and really short change, and I really didn't appreciate that, Winter Storm. Thanks for coming in and ruining my broadcast, but our guest who played Winter Storm did a fantastic job, but the actual Winter Storm was not my friend. I mean, it was really pretty for about 8 seconds.
It was gorgeous, but if you had to go out in it, it was dangerous, so I'm glad that you stayed safe.
Well, they closed school on us, and I was definitely okay with that because neither my wife and I could get out of our driveway because it was frozen solid. And that's what I'm worried about this evening. I heard it's going to be freezing tonight too, and it's also snowing, so I'm going to try to get home safely, and it's going to be a doozy, so I'm looking forward to getting home safely. But I heard it's also going to snow tonight and tomorrow, and so February in Oregon tends to do this, and I'm not a weatherman, but whenever we get snow, it tends to be around this time of year.
Okay.
it seems to be the case. Not a meteorologist, just happen to be an observer. So
you like looking at the clouds and the outside and realize it. Wait, every February.
I get that little pain in my neck. It's like, it's gonna snow this year. Yeah, yeah, for real. Yeah, but anyway, do apologize, but we're back at it, so that's outstanding.
Speaking about ice and snow, I want to actually review. I did a hike on Sunday, and ice and snow was a part of the trek that I was a part of. So I have a big question for our audience and you as well, is I had hiking boots on, and I was slipping and sliding, and there are these things that go over your shoes. They're not like the major ones, but they're the minor ones. See, I'm such an experienced hiker. And I want to get some, but what are they called and where do I get them?
I don't know. They're not cleats, but yeah.
No, but they're things like straps that go around your shoes to give you traction on ice.
I don't know what those are called, but if you are a member of the audience and you know, if you leave a comment below or above, I don't know where the comment thing is in your browser.
Somewhere around.
Just put it out. Just let us know, because that's a really good question, and I don't have the answer to it. I'm not much of a hiker. I mean, I love to hike, but I don't have the equipment to do that.
Yeah, so I'm slowly building up the equipment that I have, and I was like, this is something I don't have, and praise the Lord that I went with a group, and I had a backpack on, so I was kind of getting hold when I was sliding. So it was very nice. I had a great time.
Never go hiking by yourself. It's absolutely, unless you really know what you're doing, but even then, let someone know that you're going. Safety is first, kids.
Well, also, if it's a two-person thing and a bear comes, just make sure you run faster than the other person.
The bear will see your friend and cower in fear that you would abandon your friend like that.
Oh, nice one.
And up next, we have a short bit. We're going to cut away because Michael Wheeler would like to come talk to us. We had a devastating issue over the weekend, and so without further ado, we'll cut right to that. Now, everybody, usually we want to talk about happy and positive stuff on this show and spread the good word, but this is Dr. Michael Wheeler. He owns the Jean Bechtel School for Music, and if you haven't heard, on Sunday there was a devastating discovery. I'm going to let Michael just go ahead and take it from here.
Oh, right. Well, okay, so I got here Sunday morning after church, and somebody had broken through the glass panes in the window to let themselves in. We got kind of lucky, in that it could have been way worse than it was. It was mostly vandalism. The worst thing they did, outside of smashing a ukulele and stealing one of my favorite microphones, was they unhooked the fire extinguisher and decided to spray down the entire upstairs. With
have there been any leads? Has there been any information?
Not really. No, there's I don't have the police report case number with me, but
something has been filed.
Yes.
Okay.
Thankfully.
So there is record. Is there a way to clean the stuff that was damaged by the fire extinguisher?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's hope.
Yeah. Thankfully, fire extinguisher stuff is not conductive material. So, but I mean, the biggest thing is, and I don't know, we had a school shooting crank call today for Douglas County.
Yeah.
Which I'll also talk about.
Yeah. And I think this is a symptom of the bigger problem. And the biggest problem that I see facing the community is that people don't have a stake in the community, that you vandalize things, you call in school threats, because you don't respect where you live. You don't have skin in the game, basically.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the biggest issue facing primarily our young people.
And we're going to put some video, we're going to show some screenshots of the damage so the audience can see. We'll just kind of have those sliding across the scene. Probably in this little bit here so you can see the level of damage. In my opinion, Michael's kind of soft-coding it, for no offense, sugar-coating
No, it's okay.
it.
It's all right.
But the idea of somebody breaking, I couldn't only imagine if somebody broke into my classroom and wrecked half of my stuff, even if I could clean it. Just the idea that somebody, now based on what Michael has told me, it sounds like somebody had something going on inside and they just lashed out because it just seemed too random and too disorganized. It wasn't a coordinated event. It didn't seem like that to me, but I think Michael is right. The idea that the community doesn't have buy-in to their own. This is one of the only schools of music where we do our broadcast.
Yeah.
And it's been wrecked, and actually almost didn't do the show this week because I didn't want to get in the way of whatever Michael wanted to do.
If there was like an investigation, we would have been like, okay, you tell us when we can use this space again. But it is really good that we can still be up on our feet and let our community know so they can buy in, you know, that we are a community, we are a village, to just help out and be involved.
Right. And, you know, and we won't be intimidated. You know,
Thank
and that's
you.
and that's
we
why
won't back down.
Yeah.
No, we decided to continue this show in spite of what's happened because we want to make a statement. We want Douglas County to know that we're not gonna stop what we're doing. I mean,
and the arts is gonna grow.
If it's the only music school in Roseburg, not Douglas County, I'm sure there are other music schools. Why destroy your own music school? And it's one of the only ones, if not the only one, besides the other various Douglas County education programs at the public school and private school level. So we need help from the community. The Douglas County Music Association has pledged that we are going to actively raise money to help with basic repairs.
Thank you.
We don't have the insurance rate. Now, you all probably know that Michael and I are business partners. He's also on the board for the nonprofit. But the audience may see this as, oh, you're just feeding money right into your friend. Well, based on what's just happened, I feel like because of a situation that we're in, including Mr. Tranter has agreed, that we want to help. And so all proceeds for the next month or two, anything that is donated to the nonprofit, we're trying to raise $500 so we can get a new door, so we can fix windows, so we can try to replace instruments that have been damaged or destroyed. Of course, we don't know what the insurance company says yet, but who knows how long that will take. We can't stop lessons now. So I just wanted Michael to come on to the show and talk about his school and how important it is for us, the community, to care about this.
Well, and maybe a final point, probably the most surprising thing has been explaining the situation to the children.
Yes.
You know,
the students
explaining to children why did your place get vandalized?
And it's like, you know, your guess is as good as mine, you know, kind of a thing.
Imagine,
but one and one of the surprising things is that, you know, it's heartening and it's disheartening at the same time, because a lot of the kids have responded like, this is my place. You know, this is where
they feel
they feel a sense of ownership.
And that's good.
It is good, but on the other hand, it's like, okay, this is your place, but your place was broken into and wrecked. You know, so that's the other side of things. So, you know, but the families have been so supportive.
Good.
You know, I kind of feel like George Bailey a little bit, you know, with the amount of support that's come out. So, you know, to the community, thank you so much. You know, my heart is overwhelmed with the amount of support that's been shown. So,
and Michael doesn't want to increase the rates of lessons, and that's
true.
This is still, Michael, please forgive me. This is still a baby business. It's only been around for what, 2 years?
Less than 2 years.
Less than 2 years. So it's still a growing business. So as far as like making revenue and actually making a profit, you know, right now we're basically breaking even, which is not fine for a new business. In fact, most new businesses won't make any money for quite a few years. So we're not asking for the audience to make up for that. But when you take a loss like this, when you take a hit like this, it is hard to recover and it is hard to bounce back. We're really asking our DCMA members to step up, throw $10 in the Venmo, even if you've already done it once, $10, $20, $30. Write me a check for $50, $100. It's all going to the Jean Bechtel School. I'd just like to also remind everybody in the audience that I don't get paid for running the nonprofit. I've chosen not to pay myself because my focus is on you. My focus is on the community. This is our community, and we need to support this. Actually, I want to tell a quick story if that's okay, because it is interesting. Michael and I have talked about, well, yeah, it's kind of a sketch door. It doesn't always shut all the way. The window looks like it was made in the 1930s, which means you could basically flick it with your finger. But there was one time when I lived in Eugene, I left my car door open one night. Generally, I click the button, I check the door, make sure the window's rolled up. Somebody decided, okay, I'm looking for an open car today. Found out my car was open and just dove right in, took $500 worth of mallets from me, took my metronome, my backpack, my skateboard, various items that were in other compartments, and that was just my car. And the thing is, Michael and I agree, just because a car is unlocked, that's not permission to enter. Just because a building looks easy to assail doesn't make it a good option. I don't know if it's just the area this is next to Bottle Drop, or there's cruising traffic or you're right on the corner or whatever. But it's just, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter at all. You don't do these things. If you're hurting, talk to somebody. There's no reason to hurt somebody else. Don't be like, that's not what a community would do. That's not what Douglas County represents. And I want to respond to what Michael said about our active shooter thing that was a complete hoax, and not even in our county, multiple counties.
Yeah.
There seems to be some toxicity in the air. There are lots of people that's got something going on that's messed up. I don't know what to do about it today, but you're the community. Let's come together and let's make sure this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, and if you are feeling like you are overwhelmed and needing an outlet, please reach out to somebody, some adult that you feel safe with, and be like, hey, this is going on, and they will find avenues.
Yeah.
There are ways. So don't be hurting.
Yes.
Get help.
Yes, get help.
Yes.
This is a community project.
And we support.
We care. So, Michael, we just wanted to say thanks.
Thank you.
And we want to support you.
Yeah.
Any questions, you can email. Why don't you tell me your email address, please?
Oh, my email, well, the school email is, Jean Bechtel School @gmail.com.
You can also check out the bechtelschool.com, which we say earlier in the show. If you really are curious about how the nonprofit will help, you can email OregonDCMA@gmail.com. We look forward to all of your support very soon.
Yes, and thank you.
Thanks.
And we're back, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, Michael, for coming on the show. I don't mean to get so serious with the audience, but this is terrible. It's a really bad thing, and so I stand by what I said. The DCMA is actively looking for support.
Yes.
So if you've never donated or have thought about donating and don't know what the monies go for, we're actively campaigning to raise money to help the Jean Bechtel School get their stuff fixed.
Yes.
Get instruments replaced. I have a feeling that the insurance stuff is going to take a while, and we don't know what the damage is yet, but we're looking to raise $500 to help with basic repairs, cleaning equipment, the amount of hours that were spent, instead of teaching students, the hours were spent cleaning up the place. So we really want you to donate today as soon as possible so we can help get $500 straight to the Jean Bechtel School to fix their stuff. And you're probably asking, well, wait a minute, isn't he part of your nonprofit? And I'm like, well, yeah, you make a good point there. But if this had happened to UAC that had done the same thing, if UAC had their doors busted, we jump on it immediately and try to help. Or if the UVAA, somebody sprayed the front doors and we had to get stuff, we would definitely help with that too.
Yeah, if there's damage somewhere in our community, we want to be one of those first people who step up and help. And we want you to also be that way.
Yes, absolutely.
So if you feel so inclined and can do it, please donate.
And now we're still in the review section. I want to talk about something a little more cheerful.
Yeah.
Now, my wife and I stayed at the Windermere at the beach in Bandon, Oregon, and Bandon is a really cool spot to stay if you've never been there. It was a really nice, it was like, they said that the building was built in like 1953. So the building had been there for quite a long time, and you could definitely feel how cozy it was.
Aww.
Nice warm heater, oceanside view. I mean, you get a bedside view too, I guess. But the Windermere.
The curtains open, yeah.
The Windermere at the beach is a really great place to stay. It's a little pricey, but it's worth it, I think.
You think it's worth it? Okay.
I think so. It was definitely, we only stayed for one night, but man, really, really good. Nice kitchen, decent bed, nice and warm, slept well, really, really nice. So check out Windermere at the beach. And now, this is a weird thing to talk about on a music show, the West Coast Game Park Safari. What am I talking about? Right in Bandon. Yes, now, how do I say this? We have a wildlife safari, and that's cool.
We do.
Hopefully we'll have them on the show at some point. But I really wanted to go to this game park. You walk right in, they hand you a cone of food, and they go, have fun. And you're like, what do I do with these? And you're like, you'll see. And you go out there, and immediately there are animals everywhere.
Wow.
You literally walk out, there's capybaras, which are like the giant rats.
Yes.
They're beautiful, and they're really cute.
How big are they?
The one that I saw would fit on this table. The one that I saw was like, bonk, and it was...
So bigger than a chihuahua, but smaller than an elephant.
I mean, it could probably eat 4 chihuahuas and still be hungry. But yeah, capybaras, there was a peacock and there was this chimpanzee that seemed to be really used to humans because it walked right down, it kind of swung down and stood right in front of us, was nodding its head at us and like blowing raspberries and, made me feel like maybe this is what the chimp does, but...
Maybe the chimp was doing some stand-up, so that's
good.
Yeah. It's like I have an audience again.
Yeah, for real, just kind of like... And I was like, hi, we were just talking to him or whatever. But and then you walk into the gate and there are like 40 goats. Rams, baby goats. Oh, and they're not shy. They get their little hooves. They get their poop scraped hooves, and then they put them on you, and they're like, where's the food? And it scraped me and got stuff on my jacket and got stuff on my wife's jacket, and we were both kind of irritated by that.
Well, at least if you do go there, wear long sleeves, no matter what time of year, right?
And if you do go, if they're gonna hand you the cones of food, don't immediately give them to the animals because they don't wait. Just walk away from them, let them kind of follow you, and then try to
reward.
Because they will jump on you and it's kind of aggressive. We saw camels. I got to pet a bear and a jaguar in the same hour. There was a bear out, and they like feed the bear a solution. You get to pet the back of the bear, and then they brought a jaguar out. So I got to touch a bear and a jaguar in the exact same day.
Cool.
And lots of goats and lots of cool stuff. So go check out the West Coast Game Park Safari in Bandon, Oregon. I don't think Bandon's in Douglas County, but I don't care.
All right.
Hey, check this out.
So, I've been talking about Izzy Trinkle and Sunny Slope Elementary. They did meet their $900 mark for their guitar club, and so we wish you guys well. Have a wonderful time, and thank you to everyone who helped them get $900.
Good job, Miss Trinkle.
Yeah.
Well done raising that money.
Woo!
The DCMA scholarship application is now available. Go to our Facebook page right now. Just kidding, you're fine. Go to our Facebook page, click on the files, download the scholarship, fill it out to the best of your knowledge. Please put down the amount you're looking for, even if it's $1 billion. Or
$5.
Or $5 or
$20
whatever. Yeah,
whatever
just
you need.
put an amount, and then of course the essay portion, let us know what you're trying to do.
I'd like to change the world via my music via flute.
Done. Sold. Take it. Run.
Boom.
Run with it.
Are you an art vendor, a food vendor, or a community nonprofit? Applications are open for the 54th Annual Summer Arts Festival. Apply now through April 1st. No fooling. For early bird pricing. Celebrate arts, culture, and community together. And this event happens June 23rd, 24th, and 25th in Roseburg, Oregon.
We will probably stop talking about this pretty soon. We've been kind of harping on it. We want to make sure that the information on this show is fresh and changing. So we'll probably do this 1 or 2 more times, but then we're gonna move on.
We'll loop it around sometime. Okay. We also have the Umpqua Farmers Market that happens every Saturday from 9 a.m., reason to get up, to 1 p.m., so reason to sleep in. At 1771 West Harvard, you can treat yourself to live music. We never know who's going to show up, and usually they update their Facebook page the day of.
Which is not helpful, but that's okay.
Hey, you know what? Information is information. So if you want to hear some live music while picking out some fresh produce or baked goods or unique artist creations, you can do that.
Or some
Saturdays.
fresh baked produce.
There you go. Yeah, you
like-
can steam your broccoli.
Is bread produce? I don't think so.
We might know.
Produce is only vegetables and fruit, I'm pretty sure. But I've been wrong before. It's a music show.
It's okay. It's all good. Are you interested in sponsoring Spider King Studios for their 2023 production year? Spider King's brand new 2023 scholarship form has everything that you need to know in order to get started at multiple different scholarship levels and many different rewards, ranging from advertisements to exclusive behind-the-scenes access to all of their projects. Spider King looks forward to working with sponsors and growing our relationships within our amazing community.
Now, I've been in a commercial for Spider King, and I've been in one of their films for Spider King, and it sounds like I'm going to be helping with their new video. These guys need your help, and you're the community. If you want high-quality, locally made films, please support Spider King Studios.
And especially if you want that behind-the-scenes kind of thing. I always like looking and seeing the gear and the stuff. Like,
Look at all the
what happened?
cameras.
Dude, they did a night shoot. That's cool.
Look at the green screen. Look, it's John Williams.
Hey.
How'd you get John Williams? Huh.
Magic.
Fantastic. You must be doing a Harry Potter remake.
There we go. Yes, I have my robes somewhere.
That was great. That was great. Keep that. That was
Keep the accent
print.
for the rest of the show.
That's a print, not the whole. Well, maybe the whole. And don't forget.
As we say goodbye to UAC's One Theater Show, they closed it this past weekend. Another show is approaching, and this one is from Roseburg High School Theater. They present 13, the musical, running February 24th, 25th, March 3rd and 4th at 7 p.m. and March 5th at 2, so that is a matinee. Your parents are getting a divorce, your skin is rebelling, hormones are raging, and your crush is flaking. Oh yeah, and the biggest day of your life is right around the corner. Could you survive the dangers of being 13?
I don't know how I did, but I made it.
Hey, we did? Yes.
I don't know how, but I did.
You can see how they fare in the show. $5 with a student ID, $10 for an adult, and that's perhaps because we did survive to adulthood, which is very cool.
It's going to be a painful reliving of memories.
Maybe. Yeah. All right, the first Sundays has Winds of Umpqua Flute Circle from 1 to 3 at Orrin Moore Artisan Meads. Exploring Native American style flutes. Beginners are encouraged as well as all levels of flute players.
Now, this is the first Sunday of every month.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
probably has passed for February, but
Yes,
March.
But March, if you're looking at your March calendar because it's right around the corner.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that'll happen soon.
Now, is the third Sunday coming up, or are we past that one too?
I think we're past the third Sunday.
I think we're past the third. So we're gonna really focus on the first Sunday.
Yeah.
Winds
Yeah.
of Umpqua Flute Circle. That sounds like a really fun time.
Yeah, if you're interested in flutes and how it all works, like, go and hang out for a little bit. Why not?
We have some notes here about the third Sundays, but since we're kind of past that, we're gonna wait another week or two. But we'll talk about what's happening in March.
Definitely, it'll circle back around. Tuesdays at Sunnyside Theater opens their stage from 6 to 10 p.m.
That sounds fun.
Yes, and Thursdays, this Thursday, so the day that you're watching it, if you catch it brand new on our feed, has an evening of music and storytelling at Sunnyside Theater featuring Love and Theft, Elvis Monroe, Anything But Human, and Fogline, February 23rd.
Nice.
Draper's has 6 to 10 open mic.
Which I'm actually planning to go to this time.
Hey!
For the first time in my career, I'm gonna check out this open mic. Usually I have church practice, but I'm taking a break from church for a while, so I'm gonna go check out this. I'm gonna go check out Draper's.
Yeah, and then you'll have a review.
Yes!
So we'll have more info.
I can review, maybe even get some footage. Maybe Mr. Tranter is around and can help, and if he's not, that's fine. We're all busy.
There you go.
It's all good.
So this is further along the calendar, but the second Thursday, which is March 9th, open mic at Orrin Moore Artist and Mead. 5:30 is the sign up, 6 p.m. is the show. Bring your music, voice, poetry, and good cheer.
Or bad cheer, whatever.
Well, cheer.
Actually, probably
you know?
don't bring the bad
Be
cheer.
supportive.
Yeah.
Be supportive.
Have a good attitude, you know what I'm saying?
And the third Thursday, which is the 16th of March, is the Umpqua Celtic Jam at Orrin Moore Artist and Mead. Bring your instruments and music for a toe-tapping good time. Reservations are recommended. And this is right around St. Patrick's Day. This one comes around. So get those reservations in early at 505-310-1525 if you want to call them up and make sure you have a spot there.
You know, you bring up a good, interesting point. You notice how it's St. Patrick's Day, but not St. Valentine's Day?
I mean, maybe we...
It's named after St. Valentine. That's the point of the
But
holiday.
they shortened it.
But they're like...
Because Valentine is longer than... Patrick, I don't know.
Oh, I just noticed that. It was like, it's St. Patty's Day, but not St. Valentine's Day. Just regular old Valentine. It's almost like you think that Valentine is not a person. It's a piece of paper with a heart on it. Like, I don't know. Valentine went from a person that lived in the year 200, literally the 3rd century, a patron saint, went from that to whatever Valentine's Day is now, where you get a card for your sweetie and it's filled with terrible chocolate that's low quality. So.
Aw, he just reviewed something. Okay.
We were frozen on Valentine's Day.
I
We made food.
There you go. The third Thursday, also 3:16, in Myrtle Creek has the Grand Victorian Theater rockin' from 6 to 8, showing talents of music, comedy, skits, singing, improv, and poetry. All ages are welcome. $5 per person, but if you're under 10, you get in free. And $15 in your pocket, you give it to them, and you get a taco bar buffet plate.
I need to check out this Grand Victorian Theater. I've never been there before.
I've also had a few people come up to me since they know I'm a performer and say, hey, do you know about this place? Do you know about this place? And I go, I have not checked it out yet, so maybe we should do a double team.
I like your idea.
Go there and review.
Maybe we should even just go to the show and do a report on it.
Hey.
We'll figure it out.
Hey.
We'll figure it out.
Friday has live music at Sunnyside with their 4-band lineup.
Do we have the bands here, or I don't think so?
No, I don't have them listed because I really can't pronounce all the names.
That's fair.
Just trying to be sly about that.
You know, good advice. If you're a person that has a band and you make your band impossible to pronounce without any help, that might not be a great thing. Especially when we don't know you and we want to talk about your show. It's like, and up next, the Furlongen.
Yeah.
Just
we just
trying
know
to-
that Sunnyside always updates their weekly schedule on the weekend. So if you really want to know if you're a hardcore music person for bands and stuff, check them out on our Facebook page or their Facebook page.
Yep.
That's what the internet's there for.
Pretty much.
Yes, Saturdays have the Old Time Fiddlers meeting at Jam every 4th Saturday, which is coming up the 25th, from noon to 3 at the Sutherland Senior Center, open to both players and listeners.
Sutherland Senior Center. Huh.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes. Community Drum Circle on the last Saturdays, which is also approaching us, the 25th, from 6:30 to 9 at Rio Venue at 1969 Southeast Stevens Street. Woo! Bring a percussion instrument, dun dun dun, and your desire to connect with yourself and others. This circle will be hosted by Nicole Pettengill, focusing on positivity, thankfulness, and healing, and all ages are welcome. Sunnyside also has karaoke this Saturday with 4 wireless mics, making it really easy to get your friends and family involved singing your favorite tunes. Head on over to 663 Southeast Jackson Street and hit that beat.
Coming up.
A little further along the calendar, an evening of klezmer. I know how to say that word because of this dude. to classical music as eclectic Andrew Ehrlich joins the Umpqua Chamber Orchestra and the Umpqua Singers in concert in the Whipple Fine Arts Center at 7 p.m. on February 28th. $10 per person, students get in free.
I have to apologize. I did it wrong.
You did it wrong?
I did it wrong twice. The Whipple Fine Arts Center is not the Woolley Center. How embarrassing. The Whipple Fine Arts Center is the spot in UCC right next to Jacoby where I don't know why I was, sorry guys. I gave you the wrong information. The Whipple, hopefully you figured that out. We're like, what is the matter with you? Yeah, the Whipple Fine Arts Center is at UCC, not at the Woolley Center. I am deeply sorry for the oops.
It's okay, they both start with W. Different locations.
Trying to give good, it's my fault. Anyway,
okay.
Let's move on.
So the Sunnyside Weekly, they have their schedule, like I said earlier, updated every weekend. Minors are always welcome until 9 p.m. So if you're on the younger side of things and you still want to check them out, you can until 9 p.m.
And now our feature presentation. Well, I'm really excited about this. We have Coleen Company with her good friend Bruce, and they're both going to be talking today, so let's get right to it.
Well, we're pleased to be here now, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Yes, on a snowy, rainy evening, no less.
Yeah, I wonder what it's going to look like outside. And so we're here to discuss us.
And who are you?
Well, go ahead.
Coleen Roberts.
Bruce Gordon.
Yes.
And I was just thinking the other day, how long have we been playing? Can you pin that down? Because I was with Hat, who for like 4 years.
Yes.
And then you got me started with them, so you'd already been playing with me.
Right.
And how long since? How long?
Well,
have we
for
known each
me,
other?
it's been probably 15 years. I moved here in 2000 and really wasn't into music that much until I moved here, and then started an all-female band called the Dixonville Chicks.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Dixon.
Dixonville Chicks.
Yeah. And I saw you guys when I first moved here.
Yes.
Or you first moved here. And
So
I said,
that
wow.
was fun. So did that for about 10 years. And then after that, I fell apart. Then just kind of started bringing in different band members. And
amassing guitars.
yes.
Amassing guitars.
How many guitars do you have?
Yeah, how many guitars?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Oh, myself?
Yeah, you.
For probably maybe 8 electrics and
Oh my gosh.
4 acoustics. And
Just in case somebody else doesn't bring theirs, you can just bring
You're like, just take mine, we're good to go.
like pencils. Just here you go.
the best thing, though, is to just use the same guitar for the whole gig.
Yeah, it's
So
much
anyway, I want you to
easier.
finish because you got to connect with when you met me.
Oh, so within the band, anyway, you have members that kind of come and go, and we definitely needed a guitar player. And I think I had already introduced you to the other band, right? And so we were kind of sharing you.
And I knew Michael already.
Yes, right, for a while.
Which
and
Michael is this for the audience?
Mendenhall.
Michael Mendenhall, who we're gonna have on the show pretty soon. He actually agreed to come on. But
Good.
We'll talk more about that later.
Bagua
Okay.
Studios, plug.
We'll talk about that too.
So we've been together as Coleen Company for about 5 years now. And then a couple years ago, we kind of changed it from just Coleen Company to Coleen Company Review. So
Just because
making
people
it
keep
more of
coming
a
in and out.
performance.
Can you help me understand the term review and how that contributes to the group? When you say the review, what does that mean?
It's more of a show. It's not just a gig. It's actual.
It's not more than just
we like
one
to think of
person
it as
either.
a performance.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, fantastic. Now, this might sound like the silliest question in the universe, but where
ahead.
did your name come from? Coleen Company. I'm curious. Why the name? I must know.
So after the Dixonville
Coleen.
Chicks broke up, it was okay. What am I gonna call myself? And so I was playing with different members of the band, different individuals, and somebody suggested, well, just say Coleen and Friends, And so it went from Friends to Company, and
It
then
has a nice ring.
yes.
Yeah,
So
I like
anyway,
The alliteration and then,
Yeah,
That's the
alliteration.
evolution
That's where
of-
it's at.
Oh, what instruments do you play, Coleen?
guitar.
Only guitar. Okay.
Guitar.
And how many guitars do you have?
Oh,
Yeah, I need to know. This is a guitar counting competition. Let's go. What we got?
She's in there.
I'm in there.
Do you have acoustic and electric?
I do.
Okay.
3 that I
I-
know. Right? that I know of.
Yes, I don't know if you've seen them
Four,
all,
actually.
but yeah.
Okay,
so
go on, go ahead.
right now I'm learning slide guitar, and I'm really excited about that. I'm taking lessons from a gentleman up in Eugene.
Hey.
Very excited about that, and then also I started playing. It's Gibson 135, Memphis model in the band anyway. So.
Hey.
Nice guitar. Nice guitar.
Actually, speaking of which, your full group, now unfortunately the full group couldn't make it today, and that's okay, stuff happens, but your full group consists of who, please?
So there's 3 female singers, and do you want me to list everybody's?
Yeah,
Okay.
Their first and last name,
Okay.
place of business, social security card.
No, just the last 4
So,
numbers.
all right.
Yeah, your whole group, I'm curious.
All right, so Kay Anderson, who is up in Glide, Lisi Geffen, which is up in Boomer Hill, and of course, Bruce Gordon, and Gary Kendrick right now, and on drums, and then Colin is going to be backing us up on drums too, and then Mike Rubida on bass. So,
Nice, outstanding.
oh, and then
Yeah, please.
John Roberts on sound and harmonica from
There you
time
go.
to time.
There you
So-
go.
Now, for those of you in the audience that may or not, now I don't want to. I talk about myself an awful lot, and I do apologize for that. But I try to connect with the audience through how I know everybody that I bring on the show. And I think most of you know that I'm a church-going man. But I met Coleen through church, and that's how we became acquainted by playing music on that stage. And John has actually subbed in for me on drums a couple of times and does pretty well. John plays a mean tambourine.
There
from
you
what I
go.
understand.
Woo, all
So
right.
actually, we did a mention on the broadcast quite a while ago about and John will be there on tambourine.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
now I want to ask you some more questions about your music. Now, you guys have been playing together, you said, over 10
Well, that's
years.
what I'm trying to figure out still.
Well,
You guys have been playing together for how long?
I'm going to say 5 or 6. Does that sound about right?
No, it
longer
doesn't
than
sa-
that.
Yes. Yeah,
Longer than
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
8
Let's just
years?
put it at 8 and
8,
somewhere around
okay.
there.
Did you all meet through Michael Mendenhall, or did you meet each other on Craigslist?
So
curious,
you
yeah.
were with Frank McCracken.
Yes, Frank McCracken.
And
Yes.
Michael was too.
And Michael was
And
too,
John
right.
and I came to see the band, met you then, and
okay.
was impressed.
Give this guy a
Yeah.
try.
And then you came and auditioned one
Yeah,
time when
yeah.
we were auditioning.
There was auditions?
Yes, we.
Oh my gosh.
oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you auditioned for your group?
Well, for individual
Now,
players. Yeah.
what does
Nice,
that
okay.
entail if you're a musician?
Can you believe I
and you
actually made it?
audition? Like, is there sheet music they have to study, or is it?
No, it's just.
told what song.
It's kind of
I'm
like a
sorry.
jam. It's kind of like a jam.
It is like
Yeah.
that, but also there were songs that you guys requested that I learned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I've seen the list of music that you do. It seems like mostly covers, but do you have your own music too? Any originals?
Not that we prefer.
That's fair. The kinds of music that you guys like to play the most. Can you explain to the audience your style of music that you love to play? If they came to see you this Saturday, what would they come expecting to listen to? I've already
Dance?
listened to your CD that you gave me, and
Yes.
I like the options.
Yeah. So it's dance music, energetic,
Hmm.
and it's mostly stuff that we like.
Yeah, it's
I guess.
R&B.
Yeah.
R&B, okay.
Definitely R&B
Yeah.
and some older time rock and roll, because there's some older time people out there. And
Now,
Classic taste.
I would classify some of the music you guys do as country. Would you agree with that? or
A
not
few
really?
songs.
There's a
We just
couple.
recently started picking up some
Gotcha.
country.
Yeah,
songs.
talk about like Tom Petty and what was her name? Judy Briggs, or who is that? The Rockin'
Juice
with the
Newton.
Rhythm.
that's the Judds.
The Judds.
The
The
Judds.
Judds. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't.
Judy Riggs is close.
I'm learning about all this stuff all at once. It's fantastic. So where do you guys normally play? What venues have you played in Roseburg or in Douglas County? Where have you mostly played?
We play at Too Shy.
Too shy.
It's one of our.
She's like super.
Zoom in.
That lady a bonus point.
It's one of our favorite places to play. It's a lot of fun
very
anyway. And but we've played. We're going to be doing music in the park. We've done that
Myrtle
a
Creek.
couple of
Yeah.
in Myrtle Creek. Yeah, a
Are
couple
you
of
signed up for this
times.
summer gig? Are you
Yes.
signed? Okay, so
So we're July 20th. Music in the park.
I don't think we're
Yeah.
talking about that yet, but when we do, we'll make sure we
Okay.
give the full list of instrumentalists.
Okay.
I know Widespread Haze is on that too, and I believe the Fabulous Del
Del
Monte.
Monte.
There's like 7 other groups, and I want to get them all on the show. but
Yeah.
we'll get there.
Yeah.
Hype everybody out for everyone to go out and have a good time.
Where are you playing this weekend?
Too shy.
Too Shy.
Still too shy.
Saturday.
But you said you had played at the Reed Sport Too Shy as well.
Yeah.
Colleen does
Yes.
a single there.
Have
Yeah,
you
I
played
do.
at the Oran Moore Meadery? Have you
Yes,
played at
we
North
have.
40?
We've done Oran Moore.
Is there
and
a
we've done
venue that you'd like to play that you haven't played in Roseburg?
probably that new
Oh,
Sunset place.
The Sunnyside Cafe.
That's what it's
Okay.
called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunset, Sunnyside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something with sun in
That's-
it.
that's-
Sunnyside is up and
Sunset
Sunset is down.
Get it fried. There
Yeah.
you go.
No, I need to meet the people at Sunnyside too. The only experience that I have over there was with Carvin Jones, and it was just so loud. But
Yeah.
but that's okay. If that's what the audience wants, then so be it. But
At least you can hear it.
it was
Yeah.
a packed house. You
Wow.
couldn't move. It was full. So Carvin Jones, I never even heard of this guy. Hopefully we can get him on the show when he comes through town. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Right? Yeah, I agree. The Sunnyside, I know Sunnyside does have a schedule. It's posted on our Facebook page about what they're also doing. A lot of these places, Drapers and Sunnyside, North 40 and Too Shy, they're starting to let us know their schedule.
Yeah.
And that's going to help
Good.
the show off.
That will, yeah.
So
Good.
if you're not already on our Facebook page, go to the Douglas County Music Association Facebook page. Everything that these guys are doing will be there. So please check all of that out.
And you guys, if you haven't yet, please join our Facebook group so you can automatically
Will
promote
do.
yourself.
Will do.
Yeah,
So
you're
we can
welcome
stay
to
informed
share.
because of you.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got to share
Yeah.
on the page anything that you're doing, any shows,
Okay.
CDs, EPs, book signings.
That's coming up.
You ready?
That's coming up.
The thing
Autographs?
about technology is, people respond to it very fast. So they might be like, hey, what's going on this evening? And they scroll through Facebook and they find that you're doing something that night. They're going to come and see you. So
Yeah.
that'd be
Our
fantastic.
Facebook page is over 380 members, which means
Nice.
at least
Awesome.
150
We'll make it some
people
more.
are seeing what we're doing.
Right.
I'm just kind of rolling with it. So when it says 380, that means probably 300 people have clicked the yes button, the join button, but then don't actually check. It's just based on what I've observed. For example, when we do a video, it'll say like 147 people were reached, but only 90 people clicked on it. That sounds about normal. Even when I'm scrolling through Facebook and there are like videos that other people have made, I'm like, I'll check that out later. It's just normal. So
Do you guys have a favorite genre you like to play? Because you mentioned you just added a little bit of country.
Blues.
What about you, Bruce?
Well, I like rhythm and blues.
Yeah, rhythm.
Delbert McClinton, if you know
Yeah.
Delbert McClinton, or Tom
Bonnie Raitt.
Castro. And, and by the way, she and I do a duo.
Right.
Yes,
And
right.
I wanted to dive into that too. So you don't only exist as a full band.
Correct.
You two can even just play a whole show by yourselves.
We do, and we
Yep.
have, and
Yes.
we will.
And we've got some booked this summer.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
So,
yeah.
yes,
Actually, I
already.
did I'm glad you guys are here because my plan, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this summer, but I talked with Clint Newell a long time ago about doing my own half shell series.
Oh, wow.
And I wanted to feature every week a local group, and I've already
Good.
had
That's
4
pretty
on the
awesome.
show. All I have to do is call somebody and book the event. Again, I would like to do it this year. Would you guys be open to
Yes.
playing on the house show?
Bruce says yes.
So it'll be a new series called Locals in the Park, or we'll find a good name for it. But
Locals on the shelf.
Locos.
Locals. See, Bruce Gordon joining the program, really helping us out. Now, we're almost out of time, but we have enough time for just a few more things. Ariel, was there any other pressing things that you wanted to discuss?
Out of all the instruments you play, is there one that is your favorite?
So I just recently purchased a Martin D28 guitar. It's kind of a vintage guitar, and I'm really loving that. So
Did you get inspired vintage music-wise by somebody in your family or watching other musicians?
I started playing in church as a youth anyway.
Wow.
And that's kind of how I got my start in music. And
Yay! Your first footsteps kind of in
Yep,
music, and then you
uh-huh.
branched out. What about you, Bruce?
Well, I started playing piano when I was like 11.
Oh my gosh.
And I guess that was like 62 or something. And then the Beatles came and I had to have a guitar.
Yeah.
Had to have a guitar.
Definitely.
And the thing that was frustrating was that, I was already reading music on the piano. And so like my grandma who bought the lessons, I started out on classical guitar reading and doing that sort of stuff. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
on this
classical
knee, with foot on the can. And
It sticks with you at a young
yeah,
age.
but that's how I started the guitar. And the guitar has been my romance for my entire life. And
You should have seen the show. We had T-Bone in here with like 30
Yeah.
harmonicas.
yeah.
Just like
That whole box.
when you take your instrument seriously, you're gonna have a
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had his little
Yeah.
case of them, huh?
My final question before we run out of time.
Oh, that's too bad.
I think Ariel actually, I know, we can talk all day. I think Ariel already asked this question, but I just want to kind of follow up. Where haven't you played in, not Roseburg, Douglas County?
Oh.
Where in Douglas County have you not played that you've been thinking about? You've already hit Reedsport and several spots in Roseburg.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about the community center in Sutherland? Have you ever thought about, you already talked about Myrtle Creek, but is there anything out in 10 Mile or Camas Valley that you've been wanting to, or maybe even the Melrose Grange?
Don't think there's any 10-mile stuff, but
So there's a Elton, is it the Elton or the Drain Community Center, I think, that has a lot of events.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
haven't.
I've done that one.
I've thought, okay, I
Oh
haven't.
yeah, I did a summer thing in Drain with oh no, I forgot her name. She's gonna be mad at
and
me
also
now.
Southern
That was a long
Park
time ago.
music.
Yes.
And you shell and,
Yes.
and,
And I
half
have-
shell in Sutherland.
I have
would be
put our
nice.
bid
Yeah, the
in
Southern
for
got a
that.
half shell.
Yeah, she put her
We gotta
bid
get an
in.
interview with a half shell.
Good.
So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but I don't know.
Well, there you
I'd
go.
like to
All
do
the
the
way
county
out there.
fair.
My goal is to bring everyone together, so hopefully somebody will contact me and then we'll put you on stage. That's kind of
Great.
why I'm doing this. is
Okay.
Great.
So everyone comes to me for everything music, and I go, let me get my people on the phone.
Yeah.
Hey,
Go through his Rolodex.
Colleen, can you like play show? Thanks. Beep.
Bring Bruce.
Yeah. I always
Thank
want
you.
to be that guy that's just like, hold on a second. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We got a gig for you. You know, I've always wanted to be that guy. You ever seen
He wants the surprise dude, just right here.
What's that show? Have you seen Entourage? Have you seen that show, Entourage?
no.
There's this guy, Ari. He's like the agent for Vince, and he's just kind of like always on the phone and being like, Vince, this guy wants you to do this. And he goes, I'm not doing that. And the guy's like, you are going to get this gig. You need to do this. And like, Ari's on the phone all the time talking with everybody. But
That's my grandson's name.
Ari?
All right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Too
sorry
cool.
we couldn't get John on the show. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about while you're here? The
About
audience wants
us
to
or
hear
about you? Because
about you.
I'm finding this place fascinating.
Yes.
Um,
It's a,
just about us
cool.
is that we're always learning new songs.
yeah,
actually.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Always
of
be open
fun.
to learning, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And shout out, when is your next gig?
This
Saturday
Saturday night.
at 6:30 at Too Shy here in Roseburg.
A Saturday show.
And we're gonna try and make room for dancers. So anyway,
And they get up and dance even if we're acoustic.
yeah.
One of my favorite shows of all time when I played with Mojo Boogie was this. We played a show in Langlois, and it was all
yeah.
it was just a dance club. That's all it was. And so people getting up and dancing. If you love to dance, come check these guys out. These guys are really good musicians, and I really enjoy
Oh,
hearing
thank
their
you.
music.
Thank you.
But that seems to be all the time we have for this interview. I just want to say thank you, Bruce and Colleen. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Ariel, again,
Thank
my
you,
amazing
Ariel.
co-host.
Thank
you,
If you want to know more about them, you can reach out to us at let's try that one more time. If you really want to find out more about these, you can send us an email at OregonDCMA@gmail.com. I got to practice saying that.
Practice one more time.
OregonDCMA@gmail.com. You can also send us a message on the Facebook page. You can also leave a comment underneath this video if you want to get in touch. You can get in touch with me. I'm not giving my cell phone number out. Not yet. Not until I have a proper one. We would like to take calls from the audience someday.
Oh,
Someday. We'll get there.
something
a
to look
good
forward to.
idea.
But Bruce and Colleen and company and
Yeah.
review. Thank
They're
you so much
good
for
with
joining
us.
And I really appreciate you
Hey,
guys.
thank
All
you.
right.
Thanks for coming on
Thank
the
you.
show. And we'll
Thank
see
you.
you
Thank
on Saturday.
Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful show, you guys.
Thanks a lot.
Well, that does seem to be all the time we have left for today. Tune in next week for an outstanding and eventful broadcast. My goal is that we're going to feature Kim Eichmann. She's a pre-K music teacher right here at Jean Bechtel School. Again, because of the deep freeze, I was not able to interview her. We were able to get some footage of her teaching, so we'll definitely check out that video. But we'll have Kim Eichmann. She'll be focused next week. And of course, if you want to be on our show, send us an email, OregonDCMA@gmail.com. I know we're going to have widespread haze. I know I say it like that.
I love the way you say
I
that.
just like
Just the way that it is.
we're gonna have them on the show as soon as their music video is done. Of course,
Exciting. They're in post-production right now, from what I hear.
other music teachers. So looking at the choir teacher from Fremont, her name is Stacy Atwell Kaiser, and we want to have her on the show as well to talk about being a choir teacher. Obviously, we just had Trevor on the show, but my goal is to have Julia Cherry and Brandon Hansen, the two high school choir and band directors, and then try to start reaching out to some other towns. Still want to have Gavin on the show from
Yes,
Yoncalla.
Gavin.
Still want to reach out to the Glide music programs. I still want to reach out to Matt Hill at Oakland and whoever's at Sutherland. I don't actually remember. But yeah, if you are a music person or any kind of performer, we want you on the show.
Yeah.
Let us know. Send us a message on Facebook. Reach out to us at OregonDCMA@gmail.com, or you can just, I don't know, just send us a message.
Yeah.
There's lots of ways to get in touch with us.
Definitely.
Once again, this broadcast is brought to you by
10 Down Bowling and Splits Bar and Grill,
Edward Jones,
the Jean Bechtel School for Music,
Spider King Studios,
and Douglas County Music Association.
the best music association in Douglas County.
Woohoo!
We appreciate you tuning in today. I'm Colin Hurwitz.
And I'm Ariel Hicks,
and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye, everyone.